Rakata Yahweh, Rakata Yahweh Shah, Rakata Yahweh, Rakata Yahweh Shah, Rakata Yahweh, Rakata Yahweh Shah, Call Halal Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Bashem, Rakach Hadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered across the four winds. It's your brother, Yakar Abin from Great Millstone, Houston, with another lesson. And I was looking over videos and I saw this guy, you know, spitting out this false doctrine, and I thought I would just go ahead and clear it up real quick. Well, let's get into it.
I ain't with all that camp stuff, none of that. And I'm gonna go to the Bible to start this out. Revelation 7:9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb. Who's the Lamb? We know who the Lamb is. Is that not the Lord? Is that not Christ, whom we call Jesus? Clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. So it said all nations and kindreds and people and tongues. Let's go down a little bit. Clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. That means all nations, all tongues, all kindreds, all people. Whether you so-called white, so-called black, so-called this, so-called that. It says they're clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. And who they standing around? Before the throne and before the Lamb.
Okay, well, he said a mouthful. We're gonna go and get that. We're gonna go get that in Revelations, and it says, "After this is Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9. It says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands." Okay, so I mean, to the novice, you know, this, I guess, it would imply that it was all people, but okay, we got to go back to the beginning. What did the Lord say would that he would do to his people? This is this is Deuteronomy chapter 68 and verse 64, and it says, "And the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah." Yahweh means he is, or the existing one, who the world ignorantly calls Lord, and Yahweh Shah is who the world calls Jesus Christ. The anointed one. It said, and Yahweh Shah means he is the deliverer. But it says, "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even into the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thy fathers have known, even wood and stone." Okay, so if the Lord said that he was going to scatter his people into other nations, doesn't that stand to reason that his people would look like other nations? I mean, this is a simple concept. If the Lord said, "Hey, we're going to scatter you into these other people," after 2 or 3 generations, of the male impregnating the female of those other nations, because we are what our father is, then after what, 3, 4 generations, we're going to look like those people, and we're going to speak those tongues, and but okay, I mean, there's several instances where, I mean, there's several instances where the Lord has made this promise. He promised, if you don't listen to me, then I'm going to scatter you into every nation. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 1. It says, "And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah thy power have driven thee." Okay, right there. So the Lord said he's going to drive you into different nations. And it says, Deuteronomy 30 and verse 2, and it says, and shalt return unto Yahweh by Shem Yahushua thy power, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh by Shem Yahushua thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, thy father, have scattered thee. So, I mean, doesn't it stand to reason that when he gathers the children of Israel, that they'll be looking like the other nations? I mean, these things are simple concepts that it's said over and over and over and over again that the Lord is going to scatter His people into the other nations. I mean, and it happened. It happened. Okay, we can get that in Daniel. This is Daniel chapter 9 and verse 5, and it says, we have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from the precepts and from thy even from departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, our fathers, and to all the people of the land. O Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, righteousness belong unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces. Okay, and this confusion of faces means it's twofold. It means shame, because we have been scattered into the other nations, and now we look like the other nations. I mean, so yes, we're in a shameful state, because guess what? We were a holy people, supposed to be set apart, but now we're looking like the other nations because the Lord scattered us into all the other nations. It says, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day, to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto Israel, and, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because their trespasses that they have trespassed against thee. O Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, to us belong confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. And the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, our power, belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, our power, to walk in his ways, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. And he hath confirmed his word, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done unto Jerusalem. I mean, we can keep going, but we're gonna get another account of this. But I mean, the Lord said that He was going to scatter us into all nations, and then in Deuteronomy 30, He said that He was going to gather us. You know, I mean, it's simple. Once He gathers us, we're not gonna look the same as Israel looked originally. So yeah, we're gonna have and nobody well, here at Great Millstone, we don't preach that it's a color thing. Salvation is not a color thing. Salvation is a heritage thing. And it's the Israelites that need salvation, because the Israelites are the ones that fell under the curses. The Israelites were the only ones that were under a contract with Yahweh to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. And it doesn't matter what color you are, because we've been scattered into every nation. Now, there are some people out there teaching that, the Israelites had to be all black and this and that, but there's no people on the face of the earth that are black. But anyway, you know, that's that's neither here nor there, because we have been scattered. So we're going to look like every nation. Well, let's get it in Baruch. We're going to start from the top. This is Baruch chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, therefore, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, have made good his word, which he pronounced against us and against our judges that judged Israel, and against our kings, and against our princes, and against the men of Israel and Judah, to bring upon us great plagues, such as never happened upon the whole heaven, as it come to pass in Jerusalem, according to the things that are written in the law of Moses, that a man shall eat the flesh of his own son and the flesh of his own daughter. Moreover, he have delivered them to be in subjection to all the kingdoms that are round about us, to be as a reproach and desolation among all the people round about, where Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai have scattered them. Thus we were cast down and not exalted, because we have sinned against the Lord our power, and have not been obedient unto his voice. To the Lord our power appertaineth righteousness, but unto us and to our fathers open shame, as appeareth this day. For all these plagues are come upon us, which Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai have pronounced against us. We have not yet prayed before Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, that we might turn everyone from the imagination of his wicked heart. So, here it goes. We have been scattered amongst the nations for thousands of years. So we're going to be looking like all the other nations, but the people that the Lord is going that were outlined in Revelation chapter 7 are the same people that are outlined in the Second Ezra chapter 2 and Deuteronomy 30. Here it goes. Wait a minute. Second Ezra chapter 2, and it says, this is Second Ezra chapter 2 and verse 42. It says, I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now they are crowned and receive palms. Okay. Then I said unto the angel, What young person is that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? He answered and said to me, It is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders the Lord thy power thou have seen. It says, show my people. And who is the Lord's people? Israel. So, so all of the people that are the people that are being discussed in Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9 are the Lord's people, coming back out of every nation. see. Yeah, I mean, we're going to pretty much close it out, but I'm going to get this real quick, and it should make sense from here. This is Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 27. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah with the seed of man and with the seed of beasts." So this right here means that the Lord is going to scatter his people into the other nations. So his seed with the seed of man and with the seed of beasts, you know. So, and it says, "And it shall come to pass that, like as I have watched over them to pluck up and to break down and to throw down and to destroy and to afflict, so will I watch over them to build and to plant, saith Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. In those days they shall say no more, the fathers have eaten sour grapes, and the children's teeth are set on edge. But every one shall die from his own iniquity. Every man that eateth the sour grapes, his teeth shall be set on edge." But it says, "But behold, the days come, said Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah." Okay, so does this include any other people? I mean, this doesn't include any other people. The Lord said he's going to make a new covenant with the house of Israel, being the northern tribes, and the house of Judah, being the southern tribes. It says, "Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. I will put my law in their inward parts and write in their heart, Salaki, and write in their hearts, and will be their power. They shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, for they shall all know me from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saying the Lord." And it's and it says, "For they shall all know me," meaning all my people, the house of Israel and the house of Judah. You know, so people try and throw that spin on there. It's like you didn't just read what you just read. So you want to include all people in that. No, it tells you who it's talking to. It's already stated. It says, "From the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord, I will forgive their iniquity and I remember their sin no more." And I mean that's pretty much it. I don't need to go any farther into it, but you know the people that are that is speaking about in Revelations chapter. Oh yeah, I got one more. Let's get that. Let's get that one more. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right here. This should explain it to you. And it says, this is Acts chapter 2 and verse 5, and it says, "And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven." So what does that mean? What does that mean? There were there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. So the Jews were scattered into every nation under heaven. So they were looking like other people, sounding like other people. Okay, if I mean, you can go back and read it yourself. Well, no, I'll get it. This is Acts 2 and 6. This Now, when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, "Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue wherein we were born. So that being said, what it says? Oh, Salakia. This is let's go back to that. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne, before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. So right there it tells you in Acts 2 and 5, well 2 and 6, they were speaking different languages, but they were all Jews, devout men out of every nation. With that being said, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Raha Kadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Hopefully this lesson has been edifying. It's your brother, Shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah.